To begin using Flubaroo to grade your assessment, begin by going to your assessment and clicking on the Responses option. Here, you will find a green button off to the side that says Create a Spreadsheet. Click on that button. Then it will open up your responses onto a new spreadsheet. Okay, once into your Google Sheets with all of your responses, you'll need to download Flubaroo. In order to download Flubaroo, you will need to go to the Add-ons button in your toolbar. Click on Add-ons and then select Get Add-ons. Once here, over in the search bar, type in Flubaroo. Then click on the free blue button in the right side. It will request for certain permissions in order to be used. Go down and click the blue Allow button. Then it will tell you that Flubaroo has successfully been added. Next, you will need to decide the grading options. So, go to your add-ons and click on Flubaroo. Then, go over to Grade Assignments. Here, you will get to decide how your assessment is to be graded. So, here are the different grading options. If you have a question such as what is your name for the students, this question should identify the student. So under the grading options, click on the drop-down menu and select Identify Student. Or if you would like to use what is your email, you can select that too. However, if you would not like this question to be graded, go ahead and select the Skip Grading option. Then, if you would like for a question to be graded for points, you can select the normal grading option. Then, in the second column over, right here, you are able to select how many points each question is worth. So if you want the question to be worth 3 points, you can select for it to be worth 3 points. Then, once you have selected how many points each question will be worth and what kind of grading system you would like to use, go ahead and click Continue. The next thing it will ask you is what submission you would like to be used for your answer key. This way, it knows what answers to look for when grading the assignment. If you have not already, go ahead and select a key. So, if you have not already, you can either take your assessment for yourself and select all the right answers, or if you want, you can go ahead and exit out of your grading and go down and select a box and type in key. This way, you will know that this is the answer key to use for your grading. If you chose to enter in an answer key, go ahead and once you have finished entering in all the correct answers, go back to the add-ons option, click on Flubaroo, click on Grade Assignment. All of your grading options should stay the same, so go ahead and click Continue. Then, when it comes to selecting your answer key, scroll down and click on the option that says Key and click Continue. Then, Flubaroo should be grading your assessment. Once Flubaroo has completed grading your assessment, it will create a new tab on your sheet called Grades. In this Grade tabs is where you will see the percentage or the grade that each student got on the assessment or assignment. Up in the top left-hand corner will be a summary of your assessment overall that was completed by all the students, such as points possible, the average points earned, the submissions that were counted, and then the number of low-scoring questions. The identification questions will be on the left side of this dark gray line. These questions were used to identify the student. On the other side of the dark gray line is the total points and the percent. The total points is how many points each student got correctly out of the total of points, in which this case was 8. Then the percent is the grade that the student got on the assignment. The percent is calculated by the scoring. Here, in this column, under each of the questions is where you will find the scoring. If the student got the question right, they will get the points, the number of points that each question was worth. So, since the first question was worth 3 points, and this student got it right, they got 3 points. However, if the student did not get the question right, they will have a 0 in their box. If a question is highlighted in orange, like it is in this section, that means that less than 60% of the students got the question correct. If the student's name is highlighted in red, like Jessica and Rhonda's names are, that means that the student received a grade less than 60% on the assignment. The next thing that you can do with Flubaroo is view the reports. In order to do this, go back to the add-on, then Flubaroo, then to view report. In the grading report, it shows you how many points are possible, the average points, and how many submissions were entered. It also shows you the average score of each person. So one person only scored 1 point, and one person only scored 3 points, and so on and so forth. You can also email this report to yourself in order to get this graph. To email grades, you go to Add-ons, Flubaroo, and then Share Grades. When emailing the grades, this is where it is very useful to have the question, what is your email address? So, for this case, the email address question is, what is your name? Then, for the sharing method, use via email. Then, if you want, you can include the answer key, which may be very beneficial for you students, and include the list of questions and their scores. Here you can also type a message for your students to see, then click continue in order to share. For more options using Flubaroo, go to Add-ons, Flubaroo, and then Advanced. Here you can use advanced options. So in advanced options, you can set what you want the failing line to be. Right now it is set at 70, but let's set it to 60. Then you can also talk about auto-grade. In this section, auto-grade will process only a student's most recent submission. This means that the most recent submission that a student has entered will be the one that is graded. Then you can also set extra credit questions, additional grading options, and grading questions by hand. Then you can also use your return email address rather than a no reply. Then to make these changes, click submit. Then if you would like to change the language, go to Add-ons, Flubaroo, Advanced, set the language. Then, once it is loaded, pick the language that you would like to change it to and click continue. Another important part of Flubaroo is auto-grading. Go to Flubaroo, Advanced, and enable auto-grade. Auto-grade allows you that when a student makes a new submission, that their submission will be automatically graded and you will not have to go back through the habitual actions of going through Flubaroo and then back to grade assignment every time that a new student makes a new submission. This just makes it so that their submission will be automatically added onto your sheet and automatically graded. Another fun part about Flubaroo is all the extra concepts that it allows. So for these, go to Add-ons, Flubaroo, and then go down to Help. Then click on Learn More. So if you have a question that has, let's say, more than one correct answer, this shows you how to use a question that has more than one correct answer. So you would put colors, then the percent sign or, then the other answer. So you put a percent sign and or between each correct answer. So let's go back to our screen. When wanting to accept more than one response, go to your original student submissions, then go to the key, and let's use a question that can be more than one answer. So for my example, I'm going to use my last question. So I'm going to type in a percent or between the two options that are correct. Then, after I have done this, I go to Add-ons, Flubaroo, Regrade Assignment. Click Yes in order to continue. Continue. Make sure it's still selected on Key, and Flubaroo will grade your assignment. Now you will see that more than just 2 people got the last question correct. If you have a question that will use a numerical range, such as a decimal where you want to give some leeway, then use this in order to make that happen. So when you go into your answer key, put percent and then TO in between your 2 answers. So if I had a question, I would go back to my student submissions. Let's say the question's here. If I wanted to, then I would go to, let's say if it was 75.0, then I'd type in percent 2, and then let's say 75.5. Then I would go back to add-ons, Flubaroo, and regrade the assignment. Next, if you have an answer that you would like to be case sensitive, such as the example right here in cat, cat, and cat, then in between, before your answer, you will put the percent sign and then CS, which stands for case sensitive. So go back to your grading, go to your key, and let's say we want the G here to be a capital G. So go up to your answer and put percent CS. Then make sure that your letter is a capital one to make sure that it is case-sensitive grading. If you want a point that it will be graded for extra credit, then go to Add-ons, Flubaroo, Advanced, then Advanced Options. Once you get here, click the button for Allow Extra Credit when assigning points to questions and click Submit. Then go to Add-ons, Flubaroo, regrade the assignment, click Yes,